someone's really jealous of your clout and they're trying to dull your shine because of it, ignore this person. And we talk about clout here, it's relative. It doesn't have to be that you're a content creator. It could just be in your office. Someone who is popular somewhere. There's some level of popularity here, put it that way. And this person could actually have what you have. I don't mean they're as talented as you are or anything like that. But what I mean is you have put in work. This person doesn't want to put in work. They could have something if they put in the work. Also, their ego gets in the way. You know what else? They're comparing themselves to other people. You see, we're all talented. We all have talents. You just got to find what lines up with you, okay? And you have at least moved your life in that direction. You are doing that much more than this person. This person's out there trying to use other people's content. Again, it could be relative. That's just a metaphor for maybe stuff going on in your workplace or your neighborhood or something, your friend group. But it's like they're looking at it the wrong way. If they would focus on their authenticity and doing what they want to do, their shine would come naturally. But what's going on is they're always chasing someone else's shine. They don't need to do that. You don't need to dull someone else's shine to make yourself look better. They need to realize that. And that's what's going on is they have said a lot of things, done a lot of things, hurt ego getting in the way of relationship, getting in the way of everything because they're not being authentic to themselves. And you know, it's a sign of low self-esteem. This is someone who probably goes around making people feel sorry for them. And you know what? Not even an overt way. When I say that, I'm not saying they're being manipulative. I'm saying, oh, this is painful, but they're saying things that they don't realize how sad it is or how bad it is until they say it. And other people are like, what? To them, it's just normal. It's just normal. They just don't want to give up anything. They don't want to work that hard. You know what it is? They are actually working hard, copying other people. They don't realize that's what it is. It's like they're looking at it backward, okay? They're looking at the shine first, at like the clout or whatever they think. They're trying to sell what's selling, but they don't realize that what's selling is oversaturated. You need to be yourself first. And they're upset. They take it out on other people when it doesn't do well. They think, well, that person did it, I did it, why didn't it do as well? Well, because you copied someone and you didn't copy them as well. Also, you can't just step in and, you know, take over like that. Like that person already has a reputation or a following, whatever it is. You can't just come in. It's a bad way of trying to destiny swap. They're trying to destiny swap, but they're not good at it. They're not good at it. Travel. Whoa. Okay. Dirt digging. Okay. Fake smiles. I love this deck. Some of these cards haven't come out for me yet. Anyway, on fake smiles. They're very jealous. Did you travel recently? That's the thing. If it's not travel, it's some kind of other status symbol, something that's going on that you've been doing that they're making assumptions about, and they're very jealous and saying things behind your back that are getting to you. Or not, I shouldn't say getting to you, but getting back to you. Okay, dirt digging, yeah. It's hilarious to me because this is exactly it. Like, they're putting all their time into this. If they don't realize if they would put their time into just being themselves, into creating what they want to create and doing their own thing and stop looking at what everybody else is doing, they could have the lifestyle they want. They could be traveling. They could be partying somewhere else after they can afford to. But this person can't afford to right now. They're still doing it. Wow. They let their feelings get in the way a lot. I know. A lot of us have done this. Some of us, it takes therapy to get over that. Okay? I'm getting reminded here of some painful stuff. Now I kind of sniff it out. I can smell it. I can feel it immediately when people are acting from a place of low self-esteem. And it's going to get in their way because I see that now, and it's so triggering because it reminds me of myself, of who I used to be. And I'm getting told that for a reason. Someone here needs to hear that. You're not doing yourself any favor by getting in your own way with low self-esteem, by being afraid to stand up for yourself. These days, too, people want to go further and call you a Karen or whatever. There's a difference between being a Karen and standing up for yourself when you're being hurt. There's a big difference between entitlement and actually needing to stand up for yourself. I'm sensing a lot of that. This is someone who doesn't stand up for themselves easily. And honestly, it's a learned trait for a lot of us. It goes back to very early childhood. You're either taught to stand up for yourself or you're not. It's one or the other. You can learn. Anyone can learn that. Don't hold yourself back with your limiting belief about that. That's what it is. It's a limiting belief. This is a deep subconscious limiting belief somebody has. Inside scoop. Hooked. Photo proof. I'm telling you, this is someone who is spending all their time chasing their tail. Hooked. Like, they can't stop. They are trying to look in everybody's business. It's not just yours, it's everybody's. And it's not getting them anywhere because people think they're ridiculous for this. They have sent screenshots to people, and those people might pretend to go along. You see, that's some of the fake smile too. That's what's funny is people do that to this person, and you might have even received that kind of screenshot from them where you're just like, okay, what's this proof? I mean, people are out there really trying to dig up dirt because they see people making money with it, or at least that's what they think. That stuff will backfire on a person. I see it backfiring all the time. It's best to focus on what's authentically you, high vibe. Don't go for any of this low vibe stuff. And this person needs to do that too. Once they start, they won't be able to stop. Because the low vibe wants to pull you down. The rage bait, all that stuff. Don't let the rage bait get you. The algorithms know how to do that. They know how to do that. And unfortunately, the algorithms are also set up, and it's especially been this way on TikTok ever since. And I'm telling you, I know because I've been on it that long under many accounts. I've analyzed this so many times, and somebody needs to hear this. This is very important to know. The entire TikTok, like the tone of TikTok changed when they made it so you could see who viewed your profile and when they took away the pinned comment. Because what it did was it made it more like a Twitter. I don't know if anybody's calling it X, but it made it more of a Twitter environment where people just act first and think later after they get called out. People didn't used to get called out nearly as much because they weren't going around leaving those drive-by mean comments nearly as much. Yeah, there were trolls, but it's increased because people are not going to go look at your profile to find out anything more about you because they don't want to see that. They don't want you to see that you viewed it. They just want to throw something at you and keep moving. But instead, somebody responds and then the person deletes their comment or has to get rid of their whole account because they realize they said something they shouldn't have said. And TikTok did that to people. Look, this is just a theory. This is my own opinion. My opinion. This is not fact. I can tell you that it increased, that rage bait increased. I mean, exponentially. Exponentially. And there's a certain movie I'm not allowed to mention. And that's interesting too, that anytime I mention the movie, it starts with I and it ends with Y. And I'm not going to say anything else about it. We're not allowed to mention that at all anymore. We used to be able to mention it. I can't mention that movie at all in a comment or a video at all without getting a major strike. Says a lot, doesn't it? Think about it. Anyway, and I can't talk about it. And if you ask me why I can't talk about it, I'm still not going to be able to talk about it, okay? I said I can't talk about it. I can only work with what I have here. So I'm going to try to work with what I've got content-wise as far as rules and regulations go, okay? And another thing I've noticed, this is weird, what I've noticed on TikTok, and also if you're on a different platform, I'm going to post this other places, TikTok has been setting the tone for the others for a long time now. And the rage bait has been encouraged. The rage, I shouldn't just say rage bait, the rage has been encouraged because people are more likely to leave comments. Like I do these affirmation videos with this. It's hard to do that unless I just don't want to get pushed out in the algorithm because you know why? People don't comment. They want to comment about this salacious stuff. Oh, he did this, she did that, you know, da da da. It's all anger. It's anger. But this, I've had like one video where I went through and read these affirmations and it got like 100,000 views and I was shocked because they usually don't get that because people, they just want to like this. Like, this is the most important thing. I just want you to know if you're listening this far, I'm not trying to make a living being a reader. I'm just trying to help people by delivering the message I'm supposed to deliver. And this is the form a lot of people prefer. I'm actually here to try to raise the vibe. I wish I could just do these affirmations and I didn't have to do this stuff, but I kind of have to infiltrate this to do this. That's why I end all of my readings with affirmation deck that I made myself. And if you think it's weird that I make my own cards, that's weird to me. I could talk about that for years. I know you probably learned that in a tarot class somewhere, but be careful what people teach you. The only source you need to take it back to is in your brain. It's your pineal gland, your entire nervous system. Jesus is a Kundalini awakening inside of you. And he also existed in this simulation at least twice, because that's how it works. He came here to show you the way of unconditional love. It's not about learning the gospel according to what was filtered through King James. Do a deep dive there. Okay, because King James Bible set the tone for every Bible in the United States. Even if you read a different Bible, if you're in the United States, NIV, anything, King James. King James had a big hand in the canon. Go outside the United States, there's hidden documents. There's the Ethiopian Bible, which has a lot of the texts that were removed for certain reason, for very specific reasons. These things going on, anything you see with your outer eye, your retina, is the simulation. Crazy theory. It's part of a simulation. Been well documented, actually. Holographic universe, holodeck. I believe it's based on the same technology in the holodeck on Star Trek, of which Gene Roddenberry was in a secret society. So when I meditate, I imagine myself leaving this holodeck experience, going out to the vestibule outside the holodeck to the Enterprise and meditating there, because that's what you need to do. That's called looking with your inner eye. Your inner eye is your reticular activating system. Your outer eye, your retina. They both come from the same root word, reticular, retina, net, filter. What you focus on. It's all about your focus at any given time. This whole thing about, people getting mad about people making their own cards. If somebody told you something in a tarot class, it's nothing against tarot. I have nothing against tarot. But it is its own system. And I have not tried to be a part of that system. I just don't believe anybody should have to teach you spiritual things. I come from a different type of background, where I just had messages to give people, and people thought they gave me a certain name, like in Pentecostal churches and stuff, a name I'm not going to mention here because I don't call myself that. All is mind. You are your own psychic. You are your own reader. I'm always just here to confirm your intuition. It would be great if I could get people to comment nice things on these videos, the manifestation deck, because that's way more important than any of this crap. Honestly, you're stuck in a simulation. You're looking with your outer eye. Go within. That's why my readings, look, I had the biggest coincidence of my life happen on TikTok after I deleted the first video I ever posted. I really don't like talking about it, but I'm going to say nothing happens by accident. Not one single video on your page, no matter where you are, nothing happens by accident. Neo. When people come to me like, you shouldn't make your own cards. Look, what does it have to go through Milton Bradley, like a Ouija board? Do you know they anoint Ouija boards? They actually anoint them. I'm not going to get into that. But there are people on TikTok who just have index cards handwritten. And you know what? Some of those messages resonate with me, because this whole thing where you're telling me, I can't make my own cards because you have to go through some kind of tarot channel or something. I do have also tarot readers that come across, but it's not about the cards. You know what? My spirit, I have a strong enough intuition that I measure everything against my spirit. I know what's for me and what's not for me. I know what to accept and what not to accept. I don't need somebody telling me that I have to go through a certain channel and learn how to read tarot cards. When anybody comes to me with that ideology, something they learned in a tarot class, they sound to me like a fundamental Baptist preacher who's going around telling people they're preaching the Bible the wrong way, or when they don't even know the source of that book. They don't know the manipulation in it. Does it have hidden codes? Yes. Every book, every word on this planet, these have hidden codes. There are hidden codes everywhere because it's a simulation. It's a divine, beautiful, amazing simulation that you came here to learn things. Some people call it a prison, some call it a school. Even all that stuff, like who were the original founders, that's all lower dimensional. We're ascending, not just, we're 3D right now. There's 4D, 5D, there's dimensions beyond that. There's arguably 20 or more, okay? Within the simulation, there's 12 to 15. All that stuff people talk about, like who founded, where do the races come from? That's all like level dimension 7 and below. I hear that so much, like there's so much more to that. Everything you're learning while you're plugged in here is occurring here. So it has to be measured to your internal eye. Go within, start meditating. Go within, unplug. Turn on theta wave music and go within. Meditate. Otherwise, you are plugged in to the simulation. Truman, Neo. Your body is healthy and strong. I'm speaking this into your life, and I believe it for you. Your body is healthy and strong. You are attractive. You always have more than you need. And you are grateful. That is the biggest life hack right there. Be grateful, and your situation can change like that. I've done it. Because I used to live a garbage gutter mind lifestyle, and my life reflected it. Change your mind, change your life. It starts with gratitude. You are grateful. It is spoken, it is written, and so it is. Amen.